The bombs bursting in air gave true to the night that our flag will still wear. Oh, sing us that star spangled banner yet flying for the land of the free and the home of the brave. Of the brave. It's block constructed. Scratch, scratch, scratch. Scratchity, scratch, scratch, scratch. Oh, I'm not reading all that. What? Maybe wrong. The brawl's not. Well, of course. Yeah. Okay. Alright, that's enough of that. That's enough of those comments. You ever just wake up and think it's Monday? You ever just do that? Then you realize it's not Monday. Suppose I should at some point play Doran. What do you actually do? Alright, I'm not gonna entertain that one. This is a Gaia's Cradle, right? This is surprisingly, I mean, it's kind of cool. I like this. The only thing is it costs 3. Well, I mean, I'm comparing it to something like Keenan, which isn't fair, but get 1/1s, and then you pay to flip it, and now you have a Gaia's Cradle. And you can flip it to get more mana, and then... This seems pretty interesting. But it's definitely not Keenan. And I'm not sure if this works. What would you play that you normally don't play? The same things Arcades would play? Each creature you cast with toughness costs 1 less whenever you can. This is such a strange one. Yeah, that's true. You can't actually swing with defenders, so I guess it really doesn't play the same cards. Same with that, like, blue-white flying thing. Okay. With toughness greater than this power. So this is like a ramp spell for specific things. And then whenever it swings... So you swing with a 4/7, it becomes a 7/10. Whenever a creature you control attacks or blocks. It doesn't... It's weird, it doesn't give it +X+O. You'd think it only adds power to match the toughness, but it actually adds to toughness, which just seems a bit weird. But I mean, I'll take it. Doesn't make it worse. What cards even go with this? I've only played against it once, and it didn't do anything. Like, it literally did nothing. They were just a mono green ramp deck. Which is probably the only thing you can reasonably do if you care about the text. It's just another commander. The text box is hard to work with. I'm just going to wind up being a mono green deck again. With a commander that doesn't do anything. Okay, I guess I can theorize. Let's see. Creatures. So this would swing as a... Okay, that hardly feels... Yeah, the giant booty creatures. Like this one. So this would swing and get +4/+4. So it would be swinging as like a 7/11. I guess you could blight it to draw. Oh, this actually draws... Oh, wait a minute, what? Enters or attacks blight 2? Whoa. I gotta get 4 of these for Pauper. It's a card draw engine. That's not common in Pauper. That's actually very interesting. I'll have to remember this when we get the Pauper event back. For this color, obviously. That's actually pretty neat. I like that. We can run Doran inside of Doran. You mean to tell me there's nothing in the set that cares about it? Really? Except a few tree folk? The toughness has to be bigger, not the power, yeah. Really? There's like 2 or 3 cards. Oh, wait, here's one. So there's like 4? It doesn't have much of a text box, though. It also costs 4. You've played like a 4-mana 5/10 with very little stats. Sometimes it's a 6/11, I guess. When it swings. Okay, I'm gonna say with confidence this deck probably doesn't. This commander is not brawl friendly, huh? Can you type in toughness? You can. Did I type it wrong? Aha. Alright, so we have boom. Is that turtle? I'm not playing this. I can't. No. It's just gonna be a mono green deck, and it's gonna have like 4 funny cards in it. I can't. I can't do it. I don't have it in me. Is it ECC? Ah, I remembered. I actually remembered something. Look at that. So this doesn't give you the -1/-1 counters unless they have ward going. That's a bit unfortunate. You have to find a different way to put the counters around and stuff. So like some 1/1 counter deck equal to the number of counters among creatures target player controls. So you could play a bunch of 1/1 counter nonsense, hardened scales. It's another commander that like it's cool, but it has one of the things it's asking of you, it doesn't itself do. Like it wants counters on things, but it doesn't at all do that itself. It'd be nice if it was like it entered with a 1/1 counter on it or something. What about you? This is the evoke one. Whenever you sack a non-token elemental, make a copy of it, and then it gets haste. So you keep you get a version of the evoked creature that can still swing, while also getting really nice evoke triggers. But what do we have for elementals here? We have like Maelstrom Wanderer? Is that it? That's the only one I can think of. I mean, at least it's 5 colors, but I think it's just that. Also, it's evoke 4, which doesn't mean this is just inherently something I would play because it evokes on its own. Does it care if you... Okay, you don't have to invoke it with its own text to get the token. Right? When you sack a non-token elemental... Okay. Yeah, grief is funny. Enters or flips, loot, beginning of your first main phase. Well, it's got text on it. It does have text. It do be texting. Whenever you sacrifice an elemental, a non-token elemental. Okay. So you can't like... Well, I guess if... Yeah, I guess it would break the game if it was unknown. If it was token. Oop. Well, I mean, Mossborn's not. Oh, hey, Cavalier. Oh, and this thing. Oh, and these two. Oh, and that. This makes 5/3 elementals. I guess with Omnath, there's something there. Oh, this is an elemental, huh? Why isn't it a giant or something? Like an elemental giant, maybe? I don't know. I guess all elementals could just be giant. So Gigantha can't be spent to pay generic. I mean, it could kind of work. You're fine. What do you do? Lands whenever landers encounter a target planet. Sure, it's the weird version of Avengers in the car. So we have Omnath. I guess Yarok. And Omnath. What about you? It's not really going to trigger. It draws a card every turn. Okay, so we have cards. Doesn't feel like there's a lot of them. Oh, hey, Yigra. Why not? Oop, I broke it. Maybe I'll get back to it. This is the only page. Okay. Subtlety's nice, but it doesn't care if you have a copy of it. I don't care about endurance. Not doing anything with Vesper Lark. These don't work. The second time. Is that fine? We can still evoke for 4 mana and do both sides. And really the only way in the game to do that is with Ashling. Because otherwise you have to pay 6. So you could do a 4 mana 5/5 that bounces and discards. That's fine. Lightning Bolt and... Wait, what? This is a Sylvan Scrying. I didn't realize there was another Sylvan Scrying in the game. Okay. Well, shoot. Probably going to craft that at some point in my life. Both would be fine here, I think. I don't think I'm going to craft it right now. 1/1s and then haste. Naturalize and chart a course. Reanimate. No. Unearth and... what gives -3/-3 in this game? Virtue of Persistence? Okay, well the red-green one I like. And the blue-green one's pretty neat. But I don't know if I'm going to craft it. I'm also not sure I'd even really want to play this. There's some cool elementals, but there's not a lot of good elementals. What about changelings? Those are decent to evoke, I guess. What do you do? I thought we had more changelings in this. I'm losing my mind. Tar and Mauler's kind of cool. It's a bit slow though. But I guess it does run out of control, but implies your opponent's actually casting things. Crib Swap's just a solid card, I guess. Black Market. Okay. Oh, Realm Walker. mean, this is a pile of cards, huh? Oh man, I don't know. Actually, you know what? Excuse me. This doesn't actually evoke. You just have to like cast it, and then it sometimes draws a card a turn. Well, it always draws a card a turn, right? Yeah. I don't think I like this. So I played against this once, just like Doran, and it didn't really do anything. I've also seen Omnath play elementals because we got new elementals, and it also didn't really do anything. But I mean, it's cool that you're doing something different. Yeah, I wouldn't play this. I don't think I would play that. I really would like it to have to be something nice to evoke. Which this actually doesn't evoke too well. This doesn't really... I mean, it does actually have trample, so with haste, it's kind of cool. It's doing something, I guess. Like, is this enough to win games right here? This, like, hyper value pile of evoking things? You don't keep anything, right? Whenever you sack a non-token elemental, so you have to pay 5 colors to keep beginning of your next end step. Okay, so it'd be like 9 mana to evoke and also keep it around. If I'm reading this right. So there is a way to keep the cards. I just don't feel like you're winning games with this. Not in Historic Brawl. This seems pretty cool in like EDH, like all the other commanders, which it seems the more I play these sets, the more that's what was intended, which is fine. Historic Brawl is a forgotten format anyways. I'm not paying attention to it. Yeah, I could persist reanimate, so you could get your stuff back. Well, let's see what 100 cards looks like. Is there a way to... I guess both of those. I can do it. I did it. How does this read? Okay, so this, just like the Spider-Man thing, might be good, right? Hey, look, you could go make a Doran deck, alright? Go ahead and prove me wrong that it won't just wind up being a mono-green deck with a few funny wall creatures in it. The discount doesn't even do anything either. Okay, so with Maskwood Nexus, I can evoke anything. But you have to have Maskwood Nexus, and then you also have to have something worth casting at the same time. Like an Eldrazi. Evoking Eldrazi with Maskwood is cool. I guess. How do you spell the... How do you type in... Oh, there it is. Yeah, I guess Eldritch Evolution is... Like, let's say you sack a 2. Ugh. Okay, I don't think Titania is doing anything, actually. I mean, it is a 5-color deck, so... I also don't think Gigantha's very good. I could play a 5-minute actual ramp spell and not play Gigantha. It's not like you're going to evoke it. Tamio doesn't flip into anything. I suppose I'm going to want... probably just Swan Song. Doesn't feel like Dark Ritual's doing much here. It's still Dark Ritual. Do I have a good Entomb? Kinda. Grave Shifter and Ashnods is infinite. Infinite, what, colorless mana to evoke? What do I do with that? It becomes mana neutral? And then you... And you do what? Wait a minute. How do you get the Grave Shifter back? You can't get Grave Shifter back. Can you? Yeah, okay, it dies. The token shows up, sees the original, grabs it. Okay, so they loop, and you can keep doing that. I think it's mana neutral, though, so you have to have something else going on once that's doing that. You could pick up your graveyard and then cast something else, but it doesn't... You'd need something like Goblin Bombardment. Hmm. Oh man, I'm just not feeling this deck. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not feeling this. Oh boy. Well, you can evoke this or something, but then you still have to. You're still mana neutral. You're making 2 creatures and you're sacking them for 4 mana. This isn't like necessarily infinite. Or rather, you're looping something, but it doesn't win. Other than like maybe put your whole hand back to your graveyard back to your hand or something, and then evoke some other card, and then just pass when you've evoked some other card. You could evoke everything, so like your entire graveyard effectively can just be evoked. And then you put it all to your hand, and then you could cast all of it in the same turn. Oh, this Omnath isn't doing anything either. Other than being the way this works. So with Omnath, you can Lightning Bolt to death your opponent because elementals are dying. So that technically is a way to win once you start doing it. Well, it doubles. Oh, yeah, it does double grief, yeah. I was going to say it only. It is not a turn 1 grief, though. Still, good. I actually can't craft Vibrance if I'm to play the deck, so. But that would definitely be the one I'd put in. Ashaya also doesn't do... Well, it turns my creatures into lands, mana producers. I'm just not convinced this is going to win games here. That's what I feel. I get a lot of cool stuff that demands that I have this 3-mana 2/3 and untap with it. And also have something reasonable to do. It just sucks you don't keep your creatures. Like, you do some high value thing, but unless you have the mana to keep a token around, you don't have any creatures in play, really, assuming you're doing the evoking thing. Like, let's say you evoke, I don't know, Lumra? And you don't have the mana after to keep the token. You get 2 Lumra triggers, which is probably good enough to not really feel bad you don't have Lumra in play. Honestly, that's just really good anyways. You can't evoke Mossborn Hydra. I guess you wouldn't want to anyways. Cavalier's cool to evoke. It is a 3-mana... It is actually a 3-mana commander, so you can cheat it into play. What about a Tali? We have Maskwood Nexus. It can sometimes be an elemental. 2 Atalis is better than 1. Crop rotation can find world tree, whatever. I don't know if I want to do that, though. This might be a Gilded Goose deck. Because you just want your commander turn 2 every game. Ever. I have both Hierarchs. Maybe I don't need Goose because I have the Hierarchs. There's 10 fetch lands. No, there's more than 10 actually. Worldly Tutor. Okay, now there's an issue. I don't actually have a lot of room left to play, like, the good cards that I can actually use to get my commander in play. Did I put Wash Away in here? I did. Farseek and also Arcane Signet. Any, like, rainbow stuff. Door to Nothingness? I don't know about that one. Oop, I took out the shifter. Alright, that's the pile of cards. I mean, what is this? What are we doing here? Oh, man. Actually, Omnath isn't even really that exciting. It does produce a lot of mana, though, actually. What is Masked Vandal doing? Sometimes double naturalize? There's just no room to play these funny elementals and also the good cards that can win. Does Cavalier care about itself die when it dies? I don't know if the token, you can choose to exile the token because it's already gone. But if it works that way, I mean, it's kind of nice. Okay, what are you doing? You have a loot, and then when I cast 4 spells with... I guess it does work. It does work. You can exile the token? Okay. Black market connections? I don't know, I think that's a pretty good card, isn't it? Okay, I don't need Crib Swap. I don't have room for Maskwood Nexus nonsense with Eldrazi. Unless I want to, like, tutor spam. It would also imply that, like, a 4 mana Ulamog is even good. Because you don't keep... I mean, it does swing. It does swing. Okay. I need a way... I need a way to actually win the game. How do you spell Annihilator? Oh, no. Okay, I did. Like, boop. And boop. What about you? The token is the one that swings? There's no counters on it. I thought we had more Annihilator than this. Oh, we do. Okay. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. We don't have original Kozilek? I thought we did. 10-minute draw 4. I could have swore that was in the game. No, I guess not. Elishnorn? Yeah, it's another Yarok, right? It's just Another Yarok. I can't evoke it, but that's fine. I wouldn't exactly evoke Yarok anyways. Search? Bribery is one of those cards. I'd rather focus on what we're trying to do, though. Grim Tutor? I need, like, these two. I don't have the room for this. Yeah, there's a room problem here. Oh, I didn't even start with the lands. Oh, my. Oh, kill me, please. Sneak attack? Yeah, sneak attacks. That's good, too. Show and tell, right? What do we do? What are we even doing? Oh, I don't know. Show and tell. We're safe. I don't have to worry about it. I get it. Let's see. I don't want to do the lands. I don't actually know how many triomes. Maybe just the green triomes? That's usually what I do. That's probably fine. Like the green triomes and then one of the two that doesn't have green in it, like the Mardu one or something. It's like the Jeskai one, Esper, Mardu, Grixis. Okay. I think Jeskai is probably the go-to there if I was going to actually do that. I could also just not play any of the non-green ones. I could do that too. Well, it's a combo, but I don't have a way to put it into my graveyard. I can't... There's no way to put Arden and Ulamog in my graveyard. Like, it's only good if I have Buried Alive, and then it's only good if I also now have Reanimate. That's not realistic. There's a reason you don't see that combo in every deck that's black. Well, there goes the basics, so something's got to change here. What are we not really doing? Red and white? Okay, what's actually white other than these two? Nothing? Oh, swords and tutor. Okay, so I can shave the white shocks and verges. Or at least the red-white ones. So the red, white, green jet mirrors. Jet mirrors can go. Okay. I need some amount of basics here. What is this doing? Lands are in your graveyard, and then it triggers stuff like all 3 Omnaths twice? Is that all it does, though? I feel like there's a lot of things of this that are cheaper, and it's not a thing you actually evoke. So just because it's an elemental doesn't mean it's doing anything. I don't quite like Multani. I do like how it can swing instantly and be a lot of damage at once. And you can do it again and again, but you have to pick up lands, which you're not really Something you'd like to do. You also simply do not have to evoke it. there's there's also that. I don't actually have to evoke it. Beza? Eh. Beza's white, right? Yeah, I don't want more white cards. I'm not even running a plains, which I probably have to, actually. It really wants the second swamp. I probably shouldn't run Virtue, especially with Eldrazi. Could just lose my graveyard. No, I have Elish Norn. I'm keeping Atali. I have Maskwood, Nexus, Elish Norn. I don't quite like Ashling. You flip it, and then you have 2 mana, but you paid 1. So you have land 3. Wait a minute. Wait, this isn't... Hold on. You untap on turn 3, you pay 1 blue. 2 more. Okay, it does let you cast a 4-drop. I was about to say, does it just not work with itself the turn you cast it? But yes, it does. I don't actually have a lot of 4-mana cards, but beyond that turn, I guess it helps. But it could just be rampant growth, and I don't have to deal with whatever this is doing. Yeah, I mean, let's be real. This also isn't something that's great to evoke, because you really want to keep it around so the plants actually do something. So you just have to, like, cast it. You could run Chain of the Rocks. I was running all the really good 1-mana spells. It is kind of 1-mana exile anything. So I have to make room for it. Kind of hoping Bloom Tender does. I mean, Feyburrow Elder is the other Bloom Burrow Tender? How many elementals are actually in here? 16? There's only 16, so I don't really like Realm Walker. Mossborn is just a card to win. I could do Scute Swarm as well. I'm going to take out Gilded Goose. Oh, it's not in here. Okay, never mind. That Chain of Rocks is fine. But I know you struggle with putting it in your blue-white deck, so maybe you'll get it one day. It's fine. It's a 1-mana answer. I'm probably going to need a mountain every game because this is red. But I don't have room. I'm probably not playing Swan Song. I'll just keep Wash Away. I feel like Multani's maybe just way too slow. Well, I went all in. We're all in. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. It is another commander that seems to be much more EDH friendly than 1v1, but I have enough of the deck that I think is worth running to try it. So, Ashling. The only way to find this is if you go up here and type... Whoop, I did it backwards. You have to do this because it's not part of the main set, and there's these 4. So, Ashling. 3-mana 2/3. Evoke. Elemental permanent spells you cast your hand have evoke 4. So, let's say Lumra, you could just pay 4 mana and get one instead of 6. And when you sacrifice a non-token elemental, so let's say you evoke Lumra, you sack it, you get another one that's a token, and it will trigger that one as well, so you get like 2 Lumra triggers, let's say, and then you keep the token around if you pay Wooburg, which is a lot. That's like a tremendous investment to keep a token around. So like 4 mana up front and then 5 mana at the end of the turn. That is a lot of mana. So one of the main things that I see as a problem is I don't have any creatures chilling in play because I'm just evoking them all, doing their ETB twice or whatever, and then they just go away. So, I mean, eventually you can, but it's asking for a lot of mana to keep a board state that also cares about actually evoking things. You can sack your stuff to other stuff, like Ashnod's Altar, and you'll get the token anyways, you know, so that's kind of cool. There's other ways of sacking things that lets you, I guess, do that. I'm not super excited about the idea, but you could. So all the really good elemental ETBs are in here, like the evoke ones, or the ones that evoke without your commander, which still work. They still work. And all that kind of jazz. There's the other Cavaliers, like the Brainstorm ones, kind of cool and whatnot. So you could try other Cavaliers, but I think the green one is the one I'm starting with. The main card that I don't have, that I would run, most likely, is this one. I think this one is more than fine here. I actually did not know the bottom part is just a slightly better Sylvan Scrying. Well, I mean, it's kind of roughly the same, I guess, but yeah, you gain 2 life. So this is a Sylvan Scrying. I thought it was like a basic, but it's not. And then a Lightning Bolt. Another cool thing about these is you just pay 4 instead of the full thing to get both. Most notable with this one, like you just pay 4 to do both ends instead of 2 to get 1 or 6 to get both. And really the only way to do that is exactly with this commander. However, you still need the mana colors, so you need double blue, double black. There is a bit of a color issue here in this deck, as is. I feel it's hard to have everything every game. But I don't know, maybe it's more reasonable than I think. Maskwood turns all your spells in hand into changelings, so you can evoke Emrakul for 4 mana. That's kind of like the big funny thing. Also, there's this Ashnod's Altar Grave Shifter loop. You can keep doing that. And then like pick up your whole hand and then evoke your... pick up your whole graveyard, evoke your whole hand. Maybe it wins. With Omnath, it wins because every time you do it, you lightning bolt your opponent. So there's that, I suppose. But oh, you could also actually maybe Immersion Ultimatum doesn't work. There's a fair amount of multicolored cards in here. Yeah, maybe that doesn't work. But hey, you get to play the Hierarchs, right? That's the strongest thing about this deck is it can play the Hierarchs. These are the best cards in the deck. So that's pretty cool. Chromatic Lantern might want to go in here. Same with the World Tree, or whatever it's called. Golos as well. Might want to be in this deck. I feel like the basics are a bit shy as well. So there's things I got to work on here. But I want to actually just start to play the game. So, oh right, we have Sneak Attack. I don't own Show and Tell. It would probably make sense here. Maybe even more tutors than the amount I'm playing. We have the double ETB things, Elish Norn and Yarok. So, I don't know. We'll see. It takes... Like, it feels like I want 150 cards in this, and I can only run 99. But we're going to start with this pile. Did I... Okay, I did. What are you sacrificing towards? You built it as a ETB sack effect deck? What What's good to the Sephiroth? Like I don't. What are we sacking to? That I would like want to do that. I mean. Okay, loot. I have funny stuff. It's not particularly super fast, but I have a delighted halfling. Which lets me sort of skip a turn here. I can sneak attack my Null Drifter. Whenever you cast... I don't draw 2, though. Alright. Alright, well, there's the 70 mana, $70 thing. Oh, just in time. I think I might take these out. Maybe I take out Burgeoning. So let's get black and white. Doesn't mean I don't have blue. So black and blue? Yeah. Black and blue it is. And then play my commander. Okay, I did the thing. It's there, it's chilling. We are certainly chilling. And then my opponent just plays that, I guess. Okay, well, we're just significantly behind now. Whatever. So be it. Black card, please? That'd be cool. No black card. Alright, at least I have Wash Away, I guess. My opponent still has, like, literal Omniscience, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They literally have Omniscience. Because Badgermill Cub is a card that they think should exist. I found a blue source, though. What does this do? Okay. Can they cast Craterhoof Behemoth? 1, 2, well, it taps all their creatures, so it wouldn't really do anything. I kind of lose the game if they get that in play. Do I have anything I can do here? Oh, look, Keaton. Alright, I forgot I was just playing against a CEDH deck. I'll remember for next time. Oh, they can still cast Craterhoof? Of course they can. Alright. Yep. Nice deck. I lost to a $70 Mythic. Alright. Fun. That game was over turn 2. I'm going to take out Burgeoning. I could probably take out Exploration too. Or run more lands. Or take out some of these awful cards that only are good sometimes. There's got to be a way to... Oh, there isn't, though. Alright, I'm gonna make room for cars. I'm gonna take out a Tully. Urza's Incubator? Ugh. I mean, it's just a naturalize. I gotta take it out. I don't feel like I need it. Take that out too. I did forget about Cavernous Souls. Command Tower, whoops. I don't think I'm playing Gemstone Cavern. I guess I'll play Mana Confluence instead of blue-white land. No, I don't actually like Gemstone. It's always colorless. I don't really like that. I don't really like the choose a creature type cards either. I could just play Yavimaya. And Urborg, I guess. Maybe just Yavimaya. Ancient Ziggurat? No, that's not real. I think Omnath can come out too. Or the Teamer one. There's like 5 in here. I mean the Teamer one. I don't have a way to find the World Tree. I don't like it as much. The World Tree is only online at the point at which I already have, what, 5 other lands? Yeah, that's not... Okay, Kutsil... I'm not keeping this. Let's get rid of this one. Okay. Okay, well, of course. I don't even know why you would play that. Don't your commanders do that anyways? Alright. Well, I only have one counter spell. I just happen to have it in my hand. I actually can cast Yarok, which is weird. I mean, it's not rocket science. There you go. Kind of do exactly one thing every game. Am I going to kill this with my... I think I'm just casting Yarok. I could. I mean, it kills both the creatures. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Oh. Really? Okay. I was going to kill their board and lose sneak attack, but after this, I don't have anything. So, I'm sure glad they concede it, because I didn't have anything after I killed their creatures. Alright. Alright. They thought about their commander for quite a while, too. Whatever, we'll take it. We take those. I almost want... No, I'm not going to do anything. Yeah, I'm not going to do anything. Maybe they just couldn't swing past the 3/5. Maybe that was it. Just full stop, couldn't swing past it. I don't know. So red, white, blue? Okay. Sure. Never mind. I'm starting to think Deceit's not that great. It's actually going to be really hard to evoke this with relevant colors. Also, I don't care too much about either side of it. I don't know, it's a new card. I should give it a chance. Yeah, we're going to run Chromatic Lantern. That one's fine. Although I could just play Rampant Growth. I probably should. See, that's the thing with green decks. You can just color fix by casting ramp spells instead. Maybe Bloom Tender is just dumb. It's like it taps for green, and then it taps for red, and then it most of the time doesn't. It doesn't color fix me until after I've displayed the ability to put that color into play. So I don't know if I like Bloom Tender. I think I'd rather just run a Rampant Growth of some kind. Yeah. Can I reasonably crew World Wagon? Maybe? Yeah, it's really hard to pitch to the Force Elementals. Or whatever they're called. MH3 ones. I can probably get rid of Masked Vandal. I don't think keeping it just because sometimes it might hit something like the One Ring is that great. What am I persisting? Omnath? Figure it out. It's not too crazy. I could take out Burgeoning, Exploration, add more lands. Like, sure, they're good. Maybe that's right. Maybe that's right. Take those out and just add a land. I'm okay with that. What land though? I mean, it could really be anything I want it to be. Six or more, right? Yeah. Yeah, I just don't like Gemstone Cavern. Yeah, you can crew at instant speed. Which is, I mean, it's the same logic as you're able to crew on your opponent's turn. It's the same thing. I guess Urborg is funny. Let's put that one in there. Why not? It does something. Randomly. Oh no. Oh no, we're gonna be taken to school, aren't we? Oh no, we're going to school. I have a rampant growth. I'm keeping it. Someone's about to get taken to class. Hopefully it's not me. Well, I seem to have terrible luck with mirrors in this Lorwyn set here, but, you know, it's bound to change eventually. Of course, yep. Of course. Of course. Of course, yep. Off to a great start. Yep, why not? Well, enjoy. Tapped surveillance. Pretty spicy idea there. Let's go ahead and play you. Leave that up. Pass. I'm going to counter literally anything. So I can double this, but I don't want to double the blue side. And it would be nice to just keep it. So black, black. Full retail. Fury, summon Spaghetti Mitt. Opponent's hand is very strange. Let's go ahead and take. The thing that could draw cards. And am I swinging? Yeah. We start swinging, because they can block and they can get it back, but that's okay. Because they have to reinvest, and that takes a lot of time. Especially if I just kill it again, so. And my opponent top deck's probably the best thing in the universe. Shuts off half of my deck. It also makes it so I can't swing. This was probably just literally the best thing they could have drew. I would have taken that with my Deceit. Yep, like full stop. I think I just straight up lost because they top decked that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 14 mana. Unbelievable. I have 14 mana. You've got to be kidding me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Whatever. Whatever. Alright. Well, there goes my whole board, so. Whatever. Literally just a game-winning top deck that I just couldn't deceit. That's just all she wrote. I was in the driver's seat. I was in the driver's seat. Can't say that I wasn't. So stupid. Whatever. Oh, look. A card that doesn't do anything. Great. They're playing this too. It's funny. They just played a card that has the word elemental in it. It's just a random mana dork. Yep. You got it. Whatever. Why am I wasting my time? That's just wasting my time. Ridiculous. Literally god tier top deck. Probably the only card that just straight up wins. I can't even think of what else would be better there. Straight up one with that blinds top deck. Well, whatever. Can't play off the top of your... You can't play around the top. You cannot play around the top. Back to never winning mirrors. That's just so ridiculous. We were actually just so much better off, too, if we actually had Birds of Paradise there. We were, like, insanely better off if we had it. On turn 1, but we drew it turn 2. Because, of course, we did. And my opponent had a turn 1 to light a halfling. So, God forbid. Another game that seems extremely decided by 1-drops. I have nothing to do with my commander, so what I'm going to do is... get, like, the Teamer one? The Triumph? The Bamp one? Sure. And then just play this thing? Sure. Just because I have nothing to do with my commander makes sense to me. Nothing to do with my commander. I guess I cast it? Well, I have all the men in the world. All I need to do is draw something. My opponent has the One Ring. Great. I draw nothing. Blind flip? Nope. Draw nothing. Blind flip. Nope. Okay. Four. Well, that gave me something to do. Of course, I draw an elemental now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope. I don't see why I want to do that. I'm just going to play my commander. Yeah. I'm probably just dead next turn anyways, but who knows. Life is close to dealing lethal damage, but not quite. course. 4. This is a legendary, isn't it? Yeah. Did they discard any good cards? No? Okay. Well, I guess we played the game. I don't know. I drew one elemental and it had nothing to do with my commander. Probably should have conceded right when I saw the One Ring and drew 4 lands in a row. I even milled with the Tender. I could have found anything at all to reanimate. Anything at all to reanimate. I like Brainstorm here. Oh, I'm so sick of these Twitch bots. Let's get Sultai. Looks like it's another green player with a 1-drop. Of course it is. Of course, the 3rd time today, I have my 1-drop turn 2, so now I can't do anything. I'm not going to Brainstorm here. Looks like they were going to kill it anyways, but now they don't have to choose between killing my Minidork or playing a 1-drop, because I had mine turned late. So, it only makes sense, right? Let's play this one. Yeah, that one's fine. Don't think it matters too much. I don't think I'm going to Brainstorm next turn. Doesn't look like it. Definitely not now. I really do not want to Fury my stuff, but like... I have to Fury my stuff. Alright. 2 and 2. Really didn't want to Fury that. And then play this and pass. I don't think there's a reason to Brainstorm. There's not really a big reason to Brainstorm on the end step either. That is moderately significant. Okay. Elemental. Oh, I could have fetched. All right. One less land for Lumina. It doesn't matter. I have Omniscience. Yeah, it literally doesn't matter. Okay, well, I did not expect to win that. My opponent had a 1-drop. Mine was a turn late. This is like the 5th game today, which is why I'm tired already. But playing this turn 2 means my opponent can kill it without having to think if they want to play their own or let me have mine. It is so much worse on turn 2, it's not even close. Like, it's happened like 3 times today. But fortunately we got there, I guess. I feel really bad about that Fury pitch. I don't know. I mean, Renin 6 is weird. Maybe I just let him have it. But I guess they had no other lands. If they had more lands, this feels bad, but I guess they didn't. So it worked out. I don't know. Most of the times those first 2 turns would dictate me losing. Just how it played out. Was I on the play? I guess if I was on the draw, I would have lost. So I feel like if I was on the draw, I would have lost. We were just balancing on a knife's edge. I'm surprised they traded with their commander. I feel like maybe you don't do that there in that spot. Bit surprised. Mold Drifter. I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Well, it's this again. Black. 4. They did what color? They did white. So there's a white spell here? What's the white spell? Swords of Plowshares? Does that make Ashnods more appealing? Yeah, I think so. I'm not going to play into Swords of Plowshares. That's stupid, so I am exceedingly convinced that's what's going on there, so. The problem is, I'm not playing around it next turn either, because I can just do it again regardless. So, let's do this on blue, I think. Cast my commander, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, because I can cast it twice, and I also don't actually really need it here. So, yeah. As much as it is nice to evoke these, I don't necessarily need it. And there's still Swords of Plowshares I can't do anything about. Of course. Oh, it's this, which is effectively the same as Swords. I mean, it does the same thing. Alright, well, I came here to do this, so I'm gonna cast it again. Actually, it's a good thing they did kill my commander. Otherwise, I would not have been able to do that again. Because this would have removed the text box forever, so it's actually a little bit better than Swords. But fortunately, they had enough creatures to kill it, which I'd say is probably relatively uncommon for this deck, and they killed it again anyways. Fun. Wait, why didn't this trigger? Oh, it doesn't trigger because it's too late. I see. So we actually get to play the game? I need to hold priority. And then let's play this. Let's play this for 4. Feels kind of bad to tap like this, but is what it is. Wait. Yeah, well, yeah, we just sacked that. And then persist Graveshifter? Did we do it? I did something at least. Alishnorn. Take action. Sack you. Grab this. Sack you. Evoke. Wait, can I play this first? Alright, we did it. I mean, I did something, but eventually I would have to pass the turn. My opponent would have to sit here through all of this. But what I would do here is play both of these, I think. 5. So, crack that. I have 1, 2. Yeah. So we can play both. And then from there, I can pick up all the creatures in my graveyard and effectively evoke all of them into play. But I don't have infinite mana. Like, the Null Drifter, it's not infinite. I might actually be able to swing for enough through random tokens that I don't sack that they can't do anything. I also have Sneak Attack. I don't have any red mana. Well, only 1 red, yeah. Yeah, I wish I could play this out, but my opponent would have to sit there and watch. Cool. Look at that. It finally happened. It only took as much time as it did. Yeah, the tokens have haste. But there's a good chance I'm sacking more than what I had there. Annihilator 1 doesn't do anything against the Ghost Shintai. Alright, it's the Sultai thing. Let's get... Bant and Temur? No, I need black somewhere. Bant and Abzan? Temur and Abzan? Temur and Abzan, that's what I think. Yeah. Although, actually, the second one can't, because I need to play Arcane Signet. Okay. Alright. Oh, look, it's another one! Oh, actually, this one doesn't immediately tap, though, so... Alright, looks like I found a land anyways. Let's get Temur. It's literally another 1-drop. It can't play a 3-drop on turn 2, though. Looks like it's not doing anything. Like to see that. Let's go ahead and play this and this. Wait, this. Do I cast my commander? I think I do. I don't need it, right? Which I feel like I'm saying too much. Oh wait, we can just tutor. So we have 5 mana. We could just grab Lumra. We could grab Elishnorn, which is really annoying for my opponent. I think I'd rather just have Lumra. It's a giant, annoying thing to deal with. I don't need my commander to cast it, so yeah, I like this more. So I'm going to play a 4-drop, maybe? We're doing nothing? We're just doing nothing. Wow. What? What? Okay, so I think I'm doing nothing? Unfortunately? Yep. Yeah, alright. Fine. That's fine. Okay, did you just draw that? Sure. Okay. 1, 2... Why are you not swinging at me? How are you not swinging at me? Alright, so let's play... commander, and then I can also evoke. So let's do that, or try to do that. Put a stop here. Oh, they enter tapped. They enter tapped. Okay. I can't, like, crack them and do it again or whatever. But, alright. Emrakul's doing Emrakul things. Alright. 2 Luma triggers, only got 3 lands. Not great. I don't have Swords of Plowshares up either. You get to see what they steal. At least I'm pretty sure you do. Okay, well, drew a land. Gotta be kind of careful with my life total, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So tapped. 1, 2, 3, 4. Evoke. Four there. Wait. What if I did this instead? Resolve. Like that. And I have to swords, otherwise they won't, I can't swing, so it doesn't matter. Alright, yeah, look at that. I totally hosed their board with just a Fury. There's 8 damage spread out. And we could swing for 6, 7, 8. Bitter Blossom loses a life a turn. They're probably never casting their commander again, especially if they use this treasure token. And we have a reanimate to grab, well, I guess really only Fury, which is not terribly exciting. I don't know, it is one of those games where if they kept playing, I don't necessarily straight up win this. The only thing I'm winning in, like, I'm just winning in terms of, like, mana, because they don't have a bunch of lands to vomit a bunch of things, and a lot of what this deck does really wants the commander in play first, before it just plays out a bunch of elves that don't trigger the commander because it's dead. So, cool. And I had mana to keep the token. I literally had mana to keep the token. That's a first. That is a first. Oh, we got the Splinter Twin combo card. Look at that. Oh, hello. Hello. Whoa. I do like the shock lands in this set. I think the arts are really nice. Oh, wow, the store is loaded right now. Look at that. Oh, I love these lands. Oh, I love these lands. But they're not as good as the ones I have. I like the ones I have more. Oh, I mean, I couldn't get those anyways. Oh, I forgot about Spell Snare. Forgot about that. I could run Ponder. Could run Ponder. I could run Hmm. Hmm. Okay, what am I not consistently grabbing? Black and red. I think black and red. Blue and red? So blue and red, so like steam vents. Actually, I could get rid of Verge first. I just want another basic. I almost want two more. I could probably get rid of steam vents, full stop, and add like a, I guess a swamp and an island, given what it's telling me. Yeah, the tokens. Wait, never mind, never mind. I was going to answer a question someone asked 5 minutes ago. Someone said the tokens have haste. Yes. I already answered that. I can't say anything hasn't worked. It's just slow. Good grief. I know how to spell elemental, thank you. What a... No, I don't like the enchantment. Don't you sacrifice this? Yeah, you can sacrifice... You can, you can get another egg for your rekindling phoenix that's not in your graveyard. Okay, that explains it. My opponent, the opponent that top decked the game-winning card, had this in their deck, but it doesn't really work too well at all with the commander. I mean, you can evoke 10 damage, I guess, in the air. I feel like you have to do a lot more than just evoke 10 damage in the air, but I guess that works. You could do it again and again, because you can keep sacking a land to put it to your hand. So you can like sack a land, evoke, 10 damage in the air again. That's just weird to me. I mean, it's not awful. It's just a little weird. It's not awful, I guess. It's not that bad. Voice of Resurgence. Remember the days. I mean, this is a funny thing to evoke. You do get 2 tokens. I mean, most of the time you just want to keep it, though. Grand Goat Napper? I have no idea what that is. Never heard of it. I thought we had Maelstrom Wanderer. I don't know why I thought that. Wait a minute. Kahira? Huh. I can play Kahira in my actual EDH commander, because it doesn't have creatures in it. I totally forgot about that. Oh, shoot. That's great. Yeah, the only creature in it is Solitude. I can actually play Kahira. I didn't think of that. I have a Kahira. Well, I'm not going to sift through my mountain of rares right now, but I have a Kahira on paper, I think. That is really funny. I did not realize that. I mean, it's a 3/2. It's a little... It's not really doing anything, but there you go. Might as well. Actually, it just telegraphs to your opponents that you don't have creatures. Maybe that's not a good idea. Master of Waves is devotion to blue, right? Yeah, okay, it's not really making elementals. That's an alchemy set? Oh boy. Well, at least it's designed for arena. Unlike these commanders we've been playing. Yeah, I just don't like most of my elemental options. I like this one, kinda. It's each upkeep. It doesn't work evoked, though. Why is the 1 through 9 and 10 through 19 the same? Wouldn't it just be easier to just have 1 through 19? Okay, that's weird. Nissa... Yeah, Nissa. Yeah, that's good. I think I can trigger it consistently. I hope I can. It does find elementals. Choose a type. Roaming Throne? It is an elemental? Okay. I still don't like these lands that much. I don't have enough elementals where I'm like super stoked about these lands, but maybe they're still just okay. Could take out like you for... See, this one's always going to tap for colorless, but like one of these two. Activate ability. I guess that one. Maybe I'll just do one of them. That's fine. Just one. Okay. Roaming Throne's cool, I guess. I don't think I've ever cast Cut Down or Fatal Push. It's kind of funny. Plenty of games where they would have been fine, but let's just not play with them. I don't know. I have not cast them yet, so can't miss what you haven't seen or never had, or whatever the words are. Where are my actual quests? Okay, black or white? Sure. Sure. Well, in games that have not decided turn 1 or 2, we've had some pretty interesting games. But there have been a substantial amount of games that have been decided turns 1 and 2, unfortunately. But that's the nature of the format. I can only cry about it so much. Only have so many tears. Emote. I have not seen emote in, honestly, I don't think I've seen emote since Artisan Brawl was the thing. I think it was the last time I saw it. I imagine it's only getting better. It's still a blue-green deck, right? It's doing the thing it wants to do all the time. Actually, a lot of emote decks are combo. They could just be combo, because at this point there's a lot of, like, this deck, but using slightly more efficient commanders and whatnot. Oh. Alright, look at that. How much you want to bet they scoots, because this is so good that 1 into 3 is busted. I actually don't have a 3. I probably... see, I want to cast this next turn. Okay, I think it's better to go this route. Yeah, alright, I have a 3 next turn. Get wrecked. I have a 3 next turn. But the rampant growth is pretty enticing. I can, like... Honestly, it depends what I draw. I think it depends what I draw. Like, if I draw Cultivate, I'd probably cast that instead of my commander. We beat Emoti. We did beat it. I guarantee you the Emoti player knows how Utopia Sprawl end games immediately, so they probably just didn't want to continue it. So... Forest... this is weird. Yeah, these are weird. These are elementals that you don't evoke, is the problem here. But that's maybe okay. Hey, turn 1 Fabled Passage. Look at that. Look at that. At the beginning of your upkeep, each upkeep, make a pest, and then pay 10 and untap all your lands. Cool. I do not have much going on right now. No, sir. Do I just Dark Ritual? Black, 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 blue, green. I think I do. Just Dark Ritual. Yarok in play. Let's get white, red, blue. I don't have the Jeskai one, do I? Nope. So white, red. Oh, I can't get white, red, huh? Shoot. What's more important? I don't know. White's pretty important right now, so. Pretty important. I am leagues away from casting the other stuff in my hand. I don't think I'm going to Enlighten Tutor. There's not many things I'm excited to Enlighten Tutor into play, so... Brainstorm. That makes Enlighten Tutor a lot better. Let's, Oh, I should have tapped the land it told me to tap. Yeah, it would have been smarter, huh? Let's get rid of you. And I guess one of these lands? Like that. Yeah, like this. And then like that. Play this on Elemental. And then just poke you for 2. I think it's 2, right? Oh, it's 6. Right, I forgot I have other elementals. I can't say that's a normal thing that Omnath does. Kind of forgot about that. Alright. Cool. We played mid-range elementals. I had a 2-3, a 3-5, and a 3-3, and I was swinging for damage. That was the extent of this game. I triggered this twice, so I am playing this land, and I'm going to Enlighten Tutor for... I really actually don't know what. I don't know what, but we have everything covered with Solitude, creature-wise. I'm surprised they conceded. I wonder what you could... Like, is there no sweeper to draw into or anything? This seems kind of crazy, right? Alright. I mean, I can't kill them this turn. I had a full hand. Mid-range beatdown elementals. Brought to you by Birds of Paradise, so we can do it a turn faster. Although, actually, as the game panned out, not sure if Birds of Paradise was that great. Oh, it kind of was. Yeah, it was. What am I talking about? Of course it was. I was thinking the Dark Ritual was good, but it wasn't the only thing that was doing stuff. Yeah, we're gonna turn one black, green, white. Yeah. Alright. Doing nothing 2 turns in this format. We know how that goes. But I'm still keeping this hand. Yep. Of course. There's that. Now what? Commander? Is this even good? I don't know. This doesn't feel great. Okay. So my opponent has Omniscience next turn. Cool. 1, 2, 3. Finds another elemental. But I found a fetch land anyways. I'm just going to go this route with Lumra. I'm not taking another turn off. I'm just going to cast Lumra. As nice as it would be to put Nissa into play, I'm going to do this. Alright. I did my cool thing for the game. I can still play Nissa and almost have enough to just straight up cast Emrakul. Okay, my opponent spent another turn developing mana, which I didn't expect. I guess that's just the flub way, though. Alright, well, that doesn't do anything, but my opponent doesn't know that. Okay, so Nissa, Elemental, Green. Let's see, can I cast Emrakul? I have how many fetch lands? One, two, three, 5. Let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. No. I cannot. Okay. So we're at the mercy of my opponent's commander then. Yep. Okay, yep, that tracks. Molt Tender, that doesn't really do anything. Alright, yep, so now it's just my opponent, can they win or whatever. Probably, because they played flubs and developed Omniscience the first 3 turns of the game. But we'll see. First 4, whatever, first 4 turns. No idea what the 1-drop is here. Okay. I'm sure I'll get to play the game eventually. Emrakul also doesn't actually win the game anymore, so... Hey, they didn't win. Wow. Okay. Solitude. Well. This does not win the game. It doesn't win the game. Wait, opponent. You just Annihilator 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have a block? Oh, wait, hold on. Do you have a blocker? Hold on, wait a minute. Okay, they don't have a blocker. Because I have Solitude. Right. Alright, never mind. They know about Solitude because I have... I revealed it with Nissa. Okay. Otherwise, they would not be dead. Also, I guess if they had more than 15 life... Wait a minute, hold on. They crack the fetch land. They make a food token. They go to... What? 13 and they go up to 16? They go up to 16. They're not dead. Yeah, it also has trample, right? Does it? That doesn't trample. Quit putting words on Evercool for me. Get out of here. No, it doesn't trample. So yeah, I have to Solitude Birds of Paradise, which feels awful, but I have to do that, I guess. And then put them to 1? I guess? It has protection from spells that are more than one color. Birds of Paradise is not a spell. This does not have protection from Birds of Paradise. So, let's say next turn I cast my commander, I cast Solitude, I exile Bird, and I guess Flubs. And then they go to 1. I don't have the win here. I don't have it. Okay. I feel like my opponent conceded early. Actually, I think I let them block because it's not lethal. I let them block because it's not lethal. So it's basically Annihilator 7. Because their life total doesn't matter if they're at 1 or whatever. It just doesn't matter, 1 or 16. Another hand, I don't have a 1 or 2 drop, and it's against this dumb thing, so, well. Sneak attack's not that fast. Sneak attack's also not putting in anything crazy here. I still kind of like it. It feels like it's above average. So, but either way, it's just Rofellos on the play. Doesn't have to use its brain for anything. Looks like it's Rofellos with a perfect protection spell too, because why not? I don't think sneak attacks. I just don't have anything with it, really, that's crazy. Whatever. Well, at least that doesn't do anything. They should have swung first, in my opinion. But our fellows player thinking it's something we do around these parts. Oh, cool. Giant Eldrazi. Fun. I don't know how they have nothing. That seems just egregious. But sure. One fetch land. I do that. I do... It doesn't matter. Nothing matters here. Maybe I mill a good card or something. Like, let's say next turn I sneak attack the Cavalier and like put... I can technically top deck whatchamacallit? Emrakul. I think. Okay, no, I'm also just dead to that. I think I'm dead to that. Okay, they didn't give it haste. They could have given it haste. They just didn't do that. For whatever reason. What was exiled here? Nothing that would save me. So I guess that's fine. None of this matters either. I mean, this entire game is just they played Rofellos and I didn't kill it. So I don't really know what else to say. Emrakul's like just not enough, even if I do draw it. So let's say I evoke this. Really doesn't feel like that's doing much. No, it isn't doing anything. Okay. Yep. I should have just conceded right when they played Rofellos. And I didn't kill it. The rest of the game is a waste of my time. I should just... Actually, you know what? I should just auto-concede to Rofellos. It is genuinely a waste of my time. We're not even playing the same format. I don't really like my Worldly Tutor options in this with this hand, but it has a rampant growth, and I can maybe just fine-tune my situation with a relevant thing, I guess. Okay, yeah, go figure. Only, I think, 2 green players have not had a 1-drop so far. Reanimate. Oh, yes. Great. Let's play my commander into potentially Worldly Tutor at some point, I guess. Is this card gone forever? How does that work? When is it actually gone? So your next end step, players may play... Okay, so it's gone the next turn cycle. I mean... Didn't have anything to do with it, but... do I Worldly Tutor now? upkeep. I could Worldly Tutor Fury? 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Alright, there you go. Live by the Mana Dork, die by it. I set them back to the Stone Ages. They don't have anything going on. I do lose this, and then I have nothing going on. So the only thing I can do is persist Fury, which in this board state's not really that exciting, but I'm sure it would end up being good. But hey, I mean, the game wasn't entirely decided by the one drop this time. Although, honestly, it kind of was, because once it was killed and they just didn't have any mana to replay this, the Mana Dork was, like, extremely crucial, and it is gone now, so I would say it was effectively decided by that. Maybe less so my rampant growth, but, you know. I'd say that's like your average game when both players have Forest in their deck. Game length. What does this one do? I can't remember. All I remember is it costs 5 and isn't Roxanne. That's all I remember. Oh my. I want to keep this so bad, but I'm against a green deck. Game, please. What's going on? What do you want from me? Just say the word, I'll figure it out. Let's get rid of Cavernous Souls. It's a Rainbow Land. Let's get rid of Urborg. Let's find black, green, white, yeah. Whatever island isn't. Whatever island isn't. So I can cast my commander and then maybe do cool things with these cards, sort of. This is a red-white deck, right? Yeah, alright. I can cast my commander twice. Actually, if it dies, I can just go right into these cards, so that works as well. This is a weird-looking stomping ground. Cabaretti Spaghetti. Let's go ahead and name Elemental. And I think I'll just cast this card. I think I'm just going to cast it. And we're just going to swing. Alright, we just have this, like, 6/6 chilling. Alright, they have a prowessing Tanic? Yeah. Tanic with prowess. I would love to play that first. I can. Okay. Because these tap for mana. Green. Oh, it also sees itself enter, right? That weird line of text that sees itself enter as a land. This one. Let's do, I guess, red. Black. That gets evoked. Deceit? Oh, it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't actually matter, because the next one just mills it anyways. Alright, my opponent's over it. Oh no, it does matter, because then I can choose to put it on top after the second one dies and does all the weird stuff. Alright, so we would put Brainstorm on top. We can cast Grave Shifter to grab... Well, I can just grab this. I don't have to exile it now. So I could just decline the Brainstorm and just keep it in the graveyard for this. When it dies, you may exile it. If you do, put another target. You may exile it. If you do, put another target. It's weird. It gives you the target option before you decide to exile it. Usually you don't do that until... At least I thought that's how it works. But okay, this isn't the first time I've done this, but it is a little confusing when you have two going on. But yeah, we would... I guess at this point, decline it and just grab it with Grave Shifter. And swing for, what is that, 11? Or... Am I evoking this? Wait. I guess I'm just evoking it, so it would be... I don't know, 10 or 11 or something like that. Okay. We did a bunch of cool stuff there, I guess. None of it wins, but I am certainly ahead. But it's not like a game-winning loop nonsense or something like that. Rapid Growth, Cultivate, Null Drifter? Okay. Wow, look at that. Second one doesn't have a 1-drop. It finally happened again. A lot of our opponents have been green. I don't think I've seen a single commander with a counterspell. Have we seen a counterspell? I don't think I've seen a counterspell yet. You only see the counterspells when you're playing the Sliver combo, and they all go away after. Yeah, we're gonna go into Cultivate here, I think. I could cheat Sneak Attack. I don't know, is Ulamog good with Sneak Attack? What if I went the other route and got Maskwood Nexus and just cast it? That's a lot more time investment, but I don't know. Anything's possible, I guess. Did they kick that? I don't even know if they kicked it. I guess they did. Alright. So, Cultivate... Yeah, I don't know. Annihilator 4 might not get me there, which is funny. Assuming I got Sneak Attack. So, like, let's see. 1, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. I don't have a second red source, so I can't actually do that. Okay. Let's play Commander? Shoot. Commander. It kind of sucks that I would rather ramp than cast Null Drifter. But I think, yeah, I gotta do what I gotta do. And then I can Enlighten Tutor this time? And I still only have, let's see. I can't kick both of these or anything. I really don't think sneak attacking Ulamog is that crazy here. I am just dying. Especially to the Lurgoyf that probably won't sack itself, so there's that. Or my opponent just has, you know, infinite stats, because that's fun too. Cool. Alright. At least nothing mattered. That's fun. At least nothing at all mattered, including my opponent's commander, nor did mine. Mine also didn't matter. My opponent milled really good creatures and had the perfect reanimate spell. Yeah, I could have masked Wood Nexus at that point because I had enough mana, but I would still die to the same exact thing, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, every opponent has been, like, green. Like, almost every single opponent has actually been green. Temple Garden? Black? Okay. Well, that doesn't really do much here. Let's play... I think I just do what I did last time. Set myself up for future turns by just playing this now. Makes the rest of the turns better. Well, it kind of... Lightning Greaves defeats the purpose of the text box of that card, which is kind of funny. Brainstorm. Do I have a shuffle? I do. But am I casting my commander or the World Wagon? I think I'm just going to brainstorm and see what happens. Let's get rid of Island and Shockland. No, I want to keep the second white source, so... Get rid of you? No, I want to keep that... No, let's get rid of this too. Okay. Play... 1, 2, 3, 4... Worldly... No, I'm going to play my commander. And then we're going to play this tapped. Okay. There's a chance I want this island. Blue's green. Yeah, okay. Oh, no surprise there. Okay, for some weird reason, they didn't swing for half my life total. Okay, we're going to draw this island. Green. Draw the island. Play that. Okay. Alright, can you please do something? It's like another removal spell. Fury doesn't do anything. Of course, it's another removal spell. Whoop-de-doo. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. What is Lumra doing? There's one land in my graveyard. Deceit doesn't really work with Lightning Greed. Well, neither does this. Cavalier is kind of interesting. I could just play Omnath. Yeah, we could just play Omnath. I think that's kind of cool. Gain 4. Oh, okay. I hit a fetch land. Huge. Let's grab something tapped. Because it doesn't matter, I'm just playing World Wagon, I think. Yeah, I'm not sneak attacking, so... I just want another blocker. They also take 4 damage. They do take 4 damage here. I got all 3 Omnath triggers. Yeah, that feels good. You like that. So I can grab my own creature with Grave Shifter. Do we think they block the... Yeah, I mean, they probably most assuredly block the thing there. I don't want to evoke this because I don't want my opponent to reanimate it, so I'm just gonna do this. And we're gonna play Commander. And we're gonna swing with this. Oop, that's not how you swing. That's how you swing. Okay. I'm not evoking. Okay, so now there's just nothing to reanimate. They could have kept this in the graveyard and reanimated it, so that was a little weird. Voidwalker. Excuse me. Entomb. Just in time for the virtue my opponent has. Alright, what's under this? Nothing? So, swing all out. What can I death right now? What's a good entomb? What's a good entomb death? Whatever it is, I should most assuredly do it right now. So return target creature from your graveyard to the battlefield is like yep. So I don't know what it is. Lumra? No, because that puts creatures in the graveyard. It's not a good idea. I could just simply grab something like Omnath or this, and then that just tells me what to do next, and I don't lose a bunch of life. I just don't have a good hit here. Elish Norn doesn't really shut down anything my opponent's doing. I just don't want to mill. Deceit? No, wait, that doesn't do anything. Dolphy just takes it? Oh, I'm just dumb then? From anywhere? Alright, good thing you said something. So we're just gonna grab a land, I guess. Yeah, good thing you said something. I don't even... Yeah, let's just grab a land. There you go. Alright. Now we just cast this card. Leave that up. You gotta swing with the Voidwalker, don't you? I thought you did. Let's swing again. Does life kill them? So tap this or that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They swing for 8. No, it's not even close. Can I swing at all here? I don't think I can. I don't want to lose anything because they have virtue. I don't think I can do anything. I can't swing. Okay. That doesn't feel like a good idea to me, but maybe it is. Oh, Entomb was cast. I forgot. They also steal that. All right, yeah, I made a huge mistake then. What do you grab though? I don't know. What does this deck play that's like good with Entomb? Well, they didn't instantly grab something, so it must be not obvious what to grab. I guess I'll put a stop here though. Oh, okay. The full stop didn't even entomb a creature because they're probably just aware of the solitude. So let's go ahead and do this now. And get rid of the toolbox card. I have to get rid of this. Okay, yeah, I have to get rid of Fiend Artisan because with the Virtue, it will just consistently sack things and find things over and over. Actually, it probably finds a huge problem immediately. So I'm not sure I... Yeah, maybe they... Because I cast Entomb, I like actually baited my opponent into using it, and then they realized it doesn't work because Solitude just exiles where they hit. So we both maybe made a mistake there, but I guess it equals out. Regardless, the Fiend Artisan is the main issue here. I actually survived a Virtue of Persistence. That's pretty cool. I don't know the last time I've played a game that was an actual back and forth that had a Virtue in play for a long time and didn't do anything. But yeah, Entomb was a mistake, I guess. It's not doing anything in my hand, though, and they're probably never going to move the Lightning Greaves, so I guess I would have to do that eventually. Cool. It's cool to see Omnath actually do something. Pretty cool. It's as cool as it is. And not a moment cooler. Yeah, we play the first sliver, the combo first sliver deck. Every opponent is a is some kind of counterspell, and now I'm playing this deck, and every opponent is like, ignore you, cast green cards, win game. Like, where are all the counterspells? Oh, hey. It's a counterspell deck. Oh, it's Browntown. Alright, I see this person all the time, but I have not seen them play this. Sorceries have flash. Okay, so your whole deck is played at instant speed. Doesn't feel great for me, but I got what I wanted. Blue-green. Yeah, blue-green. I guess I cast Ashling? This is a matchup where it isn't great. Okay. That's a thing you can do. Yeah, I mean, it gets a counterspell out of the way. There's no other reason to bounce the Noble Hierarch, so... Obvious counterspell is obvious. Vigilance, Prowess. Discard a card. Okay. Brainstorm? Get rid of Maskies and Altar. It's not like I'm shuffling anyways. Let's play you. Black Market seems quite significant here, I guess. And I really do not want to grief here, so... They've cast 2 bounce spells on a Noble Hierarch. Opponent gets rid of Witness Protection. Okay. So, hardcast Grief? Could double Grief with my commander? Getting rid of Deceit? Could cast Yarok? No, that's dumb. Let's just cast my commander and double Grief. With Deceit. Draw 7. Get out of here. Alright, get wrecked. Look at that. I got what I wanted. A mono blue counterspell deck. And it didn't survive the, I guess, the Noble Hierarchy. So a problem with, like, mono blue counter tempo whatever is when your opponent gets into play, it can be very difficult for you to stop them from doing things after that point. So, Noble Hierarch is just so much mana so quickly, my opponent just has to deal with it. And fortunately, countering my commander is not super big of a deal, because I can cast it later, or I don't even have to cast it at all. I could have just cast Grief and kept my resources, but I really don't think I'm ever casting this in any way, so I might as well just double Grief. As awesome as it would be to Yarok and take their entire hand, I can't do everything. What's next, though? I think my opponent's best bet here is I just die to Black Market, which I suppose is somewhat possible. I don't even know if the first 3-2 was right. I'm not sure those 3-2s ever matter. This, like, probably swings always as a 2-4 at this point, so I'm not even blocking it well. Yeah, maybe this wasn't right. Oh well. Okay, well, that happened. I didn't have Cavern of Souls. I imagine if I have Cavern, naming Elemental, it's like completely lights out, because they can't counter any of the, like, cards I'm trying to actually cast. But I don't know. I have never seen that commander before. I also didn't really see any, like, sorceries that would make me want to play it. My opponent didn't, like, sell it to me. If that makes sense. Wasn't sold. Oh look, they have Mox Amber. Of course they do. Of course they do, right? Holding priority with no mana. Of course my opponent has Mox Amber. Why wouldn't the VV player always have Mox Amber? You can't play Chrome Box anymore, so it's like, has to be Mox Amber. Yep, go figure. So, Commander? Wait. Okay, I do have red. Yeah, okay. Before I just shock myself. Not that it matters. I can discard... No, that doesn't even feel great. Oh look, it's Mox Amber. Wow. So talented. Oh look, they have a spell to go with it too, so I can't target Vivi. Must be nice. Well, your chances of winning go up by like 20% when you have Mox Amber. I don't want to discard Emrakul is the problem. But it's not doing anything in my hand anyways. I don't know. Mole Drifter into... there's literally no time to cast Roaming Throne. Not that it actually... Yeah, it's not doing anything anyways. It's not like it can swing. It's just a Mole Drifter opponent. You'll be fine. No... Do I cast Death? But then I can't... I just have to do this, right? I mean, there's no way I don't do this. If I find Ash Nods, we can make something of this. Oh look, the One Ring. Crazy. Alright. Oh, I don't even go to discard. Shoot. Ah. Don't even go to discard here. Get a couple 3/3s? Okay. My opponent's in top deck mode. I'm convinced I'm not gonna die to one card. I don't know. That's the hope here. Can we just not draw, like, whatever card just wins? Well, that doesn't win, but it does give my opponent a ton of mana next turn. Or rather, a lot of cards next turn? More or less. So I can cast Lumra. I guess I'm doing that. I can't get this Omnath in play in time. I got pseudo-omniscience, so it's up to my opponent to win this turn. They also have to block that, obviously. Which I don't think matters. They get block it with Ragavan, it doesn't matter. Alright, so they have to win this turn, that's it. That's what I made my VV opponent do. Beating a VV with a Mox Amber would be pretty nice. Not gonna lie. I feel pretty good. But I have to do it. Haste, draw 2, discard 2. Neither of those add cards to the hand. So I think we did it. They can't Faithless Looting and also keep a card in their hand. So I think we actually did it. It was 2 mountains, that's funny. Wow, I actually did it. That's nuts. Wow, they dug through 4 lands as well. Why didn't they swing? They should have swung here. Alright, doesn't matter. Boop, I win. Alright, well, that's what happens when Lumra triggers 18 times. You just have Omniscience the next turn. I actually almost saw half of my deck, too. Good old Lumra. 18. That's nuts. Yeah, wow. I beat a VV with Mox Amber. Well, again, this is like the best card in the deck. It's not even close. First time I see VV, of course it has it. Ponder. Yeah, that grief was huge. That grief was very significant. I mean, the grief basically saved me. I could have griefed away this, but I don't imagine I'm ever realistically casting death. Like, I'm at 8 right now. If I don't know. I mean, I could get into murky waters. It's not like they one-shot you, I guess, but it would make it easier for my opponent to kill me. Also, once I have this much mana, I could just cast death in the form of not losing the game by losing a bunch of life. I don't really know what I would grab here. We have Roaming Throne, so I could do 4 Furies, which does kill this. So let's say I just didn't have Emrakul, for the sake of argument. I could play Omnath. How many fetch lands do I have? Probably a ton because of the Lumra. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fetch lands that I can see. 6. So we have, well, guaranteed lethal the next turn, but I have a bunch of 5/5s. I can evoke Grave Shifter, which deals 3 damage. Kill this. Grab 2 creatures because of Roaming Throne. Oh, no, it's actually 4 because you have a token of it. So 1, I guess Yarok, Null Drifter, Lumra again, because why not? They enter 20, 23. I can't cast enough. I cannot evoke enough to kill my opponent with elementals dying and lightning bolting them. But if I find Ashnods, can I grab Ashnods from the graveyard? I don't think I can. Oh, I can. Yeah, with Cavalier. Cavalier. Alright, so things could get weird if I didn't have Emrakul. That's my point. Things could have, we could have exploded in a very different way. If I had Maskwood Nexus, I could do both. Because I could cast Emrakul for 8 mana. Or I guess, 4 or whatever. Some such. Some such a like that. Alright. I think I'm done. I finally played against someone that had counter spells, and I did fairly well against it, but you could just simply blame Mana Dorks for that as well. Honestly, it was basically a Noble Hierarch versus the world. But Cavern of Souls, Cavern of Souls and decks that actually have a creature type they care about is nice. It's not terribly common outside of elves, I'd say, in this, in Magic Arena as a whole, really. Sometimes I see, like, merfolk or something, but it's really just elves. But, yeah, this is... when you're doing the thing, it's cool, right? And that applies to basically every commander I've played in the new set. When it's doing what it wants to do, it's pretty cool. It's just the format we're playing doesn't care. Because it's just the games are decided so fast and so soon. You're not playing your... You're just not evoking a funny thing and then having it, like, significantly matter. Still having that very successful track record of not winning any mirror matches. I was literally so far ahead in the mirror, and then suddenly my opponent top-decked Elishnorn that I couldn't see with the double grief because it wasn't in their hand at the time. They top-decked it, cast it, and then I instantly lost. So that was unfortunate, but apart from that, they were also, because I saw someone actually playing this, I saw some pretty interesting things, kind of, sort of, to consider a little. I mean, Flicker Wisp is actually kind of interesting too, although you'd have to cast it for 4 and then enter and then exile it. You can't exile a token because it's gone forever. I don't know, that's... It's cool. See, it's cool. It just, think the investment that you have to commit to have it do something is pretty steep. The only investment that the other Cavaliers, other than the green one, I think I talked about this in the intro, is, like, I like these, but they are hard to cast. The green one is not, because your deck is going to be green 99% of the time in a 5-color deck. So these are a little hard, but I kind of like what they're doing. Sort of. This one doesn't really reanimate something I care too much about, but it's kind of cool. The blue one is a brains... Actually, I don't even know what the blue one does when it dies. I don't remember. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Shuffle it away in Scry 2. Okay, it's not really that exciting. I mean, it's a brainstorm. It's like a double brainstorm. Doubling up in brainstorm is not really that great, though. This one kills something, but you have to sack something, which is a little difficult to do in this deck. Actually, it's very difficult to sacrifice creatures in this deck, I feel. I know this commander has text that cares about something being sacrificed. Like, you could... and also sacrifice the token that you've made, but that would imply you've played something else the turn to evoke, and then you sack it to this. That's a lot of things happening for what could actually not even matter, assuming you don't have anything good to kill anyways. Just asking a lot, I feel. But the death trigger's pretty nice, reanimating cheaper creatures. I think that's okay. It doesn't really reanimate many elementals that I'd be excited about, though. What's the green? What's the red one? The red one's a looting, right? Man, I don't even own any of them. Shoot. Guess that answers that. I wasn't playing them anyways. I don't even own them. The haste is kind of neat, I guess. Yeah, the discard and draw is really nice. I like that. I like that. When it dies, land cards in your graveyard. Well, with Lumra, it's a little weird, but you don't always have Lumra. That's kind of neat, I suppose. But yeah, it's really just the green one that I like a lot. Or it makes the most sense to me. But yeah, there's this card, which you can't cast the discount thing, but you don't care. You could just, for 4 mana, get a flying 10/10 trample, fly in, and then when it dies, because it's, or the original dies, even if, let's say, you keep the token for whatever reason, you pay the 5, you can sack a land and put it to your hand and do it again. So it's like a 4 mana, deal 10 to your opponent, and you can just keep doing that in the air every turn. Ideally, you do sacrifice a land, so you kind of need to. That is a very steep investment. Also, it isn't necessarily every turn, because you have to spend the mana to put it to your hand and then do it. So you're probably not gonna. You turn 4, you do it, or when you have 4 mana, then you sack it. The next turn, you play a land, you sack it, and maybe you have something else to do. So it's very slow. And doing 10 damage is kind of cool, but this deck doesn't, as so far as at least when I've played it, hasn't felt like I'm trying to blitz my opponent down. I'm trying to just vomit insane amount of value, and the life total of my opponent isn't the most relevant thing. So if you slowly want to fly in for 10 in the air, go for it. It's kind of cool. I do like it. This is probably the only place you could reasonably put this card in the deck. So, I mean, there you go. But, Titan of Industry is really interesting as well. I mean, I could have played this one. The Naturalize is one of the most played artifacts right now. Is just the One Ring. It can blow up mana rocks, but it blows them up, on your 4th mana, so you can evoke it on 4. The shield counter is kind of cool, but it doesn't save your commander if they just had the... you play your commander and pass. It's one of those commanders that does nothing when you cast it, so if your opponent it goes to their turn and they kill it, then it didn't do anything, so you can't really put a shield counter in time. Gaining 5 life is okay, and a 4/4 is neat. It's mostly just, are the naturalizes really good, and then it sprinkles other random value. I think I just like the MH3 pitch elementals more than this thing. I mean, I obviously like the elementals in here more than the ones that are not in here. But I guess you could make room for this. It's another thing to evoke on 4. I will say the Maskwood Nexus and trying to cast Emrakul or Ulamog for evoke never happened, and that doesn't surprise me, and it's wildly inconsistent. You have to have basically both of those cards. You also have to actually cast this first, so you cannot play Ashling right into evoking Emrakul. You have to cast this and then evoke Emrakul, and all of that is simply you just didn't sneak attack it instead, right? So I don't know. This was weird. This is extremely unreliable and probably doesn't belong in here. At no point did it do anything. Most of the time I just shuffle it away with a brainstorm or whatever. But it's a cool card. It's like this deck and I guess the Spider-Man commander, the 5-color Spider-Man one, that turn all your creatures into spiders. But see, with that one, it likes the creatures in play turning into spiders. Whereas this one, if you've already cast your non-elemental, turning it into an elemental doesn't matter. So it's definitely not as good in this deck. I think I'd take it out. I mean, I do like Titan. It's also a green card, there's that. There's also that. I like Voice, but I only saw really one deck where I feel like Voice would actually trigger for real. But I kind of like it. Yggdra's kind of neat as well. I'm not really exploiting Yggdra. It just happens to be an elemental, which just because a card has the word elemental on it doesn't mean it actually does anything with this commander. You see that a lot where people just play whatever because it has the keyword on it, but it doesn't actually interact with your commander. Like Muldrotha doesn't interact with my commander that well when you evoke it. It's just you can't really even realistically evoke this, I feel. So you just have to cast it, and then you now have a graveyard for the things you've evoked before, right? So it works. It's just next level slow. Muldrotha as a commander is next level slow, but when it's in the command zone, you can just play it on turn like 10 or something. You don't just tap out and cast it, and you just have so much mana, and then you do something immediately. At the very least, a fetch land, I guess. But here, I don't know. Another really slow, grindy card does not seem that ideal to me. But I guess I like it slightly more than Ulamog, especially having taken out the Nexus there. So I guess I like it a little bit more. But it's just another super slow, grindy card there. But if, for the most part, a lot of the elementals in the game, in Magic Arena that is, are not that great with the commander. And the ones that feel like they're really good are probably exceedingly slow. So I have like what I think are just the best ones. They ideally do something immediately that's extremely impactful. You're never upset or too upset when it dies forever, having evoked it, and you don't keep the token version either. They're just gone. So just, and there's not a lot of that, right? Well, there's 16 elementals in here. Well, I guess there's more. I don't know if it actually counts shapeshifters, does it? Okay, there's 2 shapeshifters. What's the other shapeshifter in here? I don't actually know. Oh, this thing. Yeah. This thing. I actually forgot this was a shapeshifter. I thought it was an elemental. Okay, so there's that one, which is nice. I actually kind of like this card. It's pretty cool. So that's nice. I never found myself like desperately trying to interact heavy, so I did take out Fatal Push Cut Down. You could probably play a little bit more of that early interaction, but you want all of your turns because, again, this deck could probably run... It's like Yorion, I guess, where if you had another 20 card slots, you could add another game plan into your deck, if that makes any sense. That probably might sound weird, but because you don't really want to take out your core game plan or a way to actually turn on your core game plan like mana ramp and stuff, you're not left with many card slots to have this other side plan thing. As a 5-color deck, you can slip in some random 1 or 2 card combos in here, like, oh, there's just 10 cards in here that combo if I find the other card that goes with it, and just scrambled nonsense like Golos or something. Maybe the first sliver. But if you had another 20 card slots and you weren't going to just play more elementals and stuff, and ramp spells, I guess, you could slide in some goofy combo stuff and have another, like a pile of interaction or something. But I don't know. That's weird. It's teetering on the line of making sense to do that with a commander like this, because it could also just simply make sense to, if you had 20 more card slots, run more ramp spells instead anyways, and be like, whatever. The other game plan actually helps with the first one, with just mana ramp, so that would probably make the most sense, quote unquote. But yeah, I found it a little awkward given the amount of ramp spells in here. I kind of want a little bit more ramp in here, so I don't know what I would take out for that. Emrakul was genuinely hard cast, I think twice, maybe once, I'm not sure, but if you ever spam Lumra, then you're going to basically have Omniscience, and Emrakul does shuffle back in, so whatever you lost can show up again later. But it does make your Reanimates and Grave Shifter worse when you do that. That wasn't too big of a deal. Yeah. I don't know. I guess I like this commander. Again, if you're doing the thing, it's cool. But that only happens if both players don't end the game extremely fast, right? You could end the game just like Ragavan, where, your mana dork would effectively be something as oppressive as a Ragavan on turn 1, and then your opponent's over it, because on turn 2 you cast Cultivate, and then you just concede, and then you don't actually get to see any of the things you want to have happen with your commander. It happens on the opposite end as well. There were an insane amount of green opponents today, like an insane amount. It was kind of ridiculous. And a lot of them, I think all but maybe 2 or 3 of them, had a 1-drop. And the games were just decided so quickly, whether it was me or them doing it, that like the rest of what's going on here just didn't show up in time to have a say in anything. But I was teetering on the edge of being color screwed, but fortunately it didn't happen that much. Yeah, with all the mana base as it is, it didn't happen that much. The thing is, well, the thing with the world tree... The world tree fixes your mana, but it fixes it at a point where it should probably already be fixed, because you need 6 or more lands. So those other 5 lands... This also enters tapped. The other 5 lands you've played, if you're color screwed amongst those other 5, then your mana base is probably wrong, or you just had a really bad 5 lands for whatever situation you've got going on. So at the point in which this works, you should not really find yourself being color screwed. So the one I could maybe make an exception for is Chromatic Lantern, because that shows up early enough where it could be more relevant that you're now not color screwed. But I think I put this in for a second, and then I realized I could just cast Rampant Growth, because when you're a green deck, you don't necessarily have to play stuff like Chromatic Lantern. You could just play Rampant Growth and color fix that way, right? If Rampant Growth doesn't color fix you, then I don't really know what you could do to really circumvent it, except go all in on those rainbow color enabler things like Chromatic Lantern. But I just believe Rampant Growth is better than Chromatic Lantern in a 5-color deck. I do. I think that's true on paper, EDH. I think it's true here. It costs less mana and pulls something out of your deck that can't get destroyed. Like, your opponent can blow up the Lantern. They can't really blow up your basic land. Well, if they are, then it's probably a format you're not having a good time in. So I prefer these. Green should fix your colors. That's just where Magic the Gathering is after 30 plus years. If you're 5-color, green is the one that's going to fix it, and those cards are stronger than whatever mana rock you're considering. So green doesn't necessarily have to play those mana rocks. That being said, I still have Arcane Signet in here because it costs 2. But this could be Into the North. Honestly, it could just be Into the North. It just runs Snowlands, which I kind of don't want to do. But Into the North would make sense. You could even play dual-colored Snowlands, maybe 1 or 2, not a bunch of them, and just replace that here. But I don't know. Arcane Signet always makes sense, right? It's in like 97% of decks. It's fine. It costs 2 mana. It taps immediately. I don't hate it. Not a problem. I have a ton of 1 mana cards, so I could cast this on turn 2 and still leave up whatever here, cast another 1 mana card. But yeah, I like this. It's kind of cool. It is a deck where Worldly Tutor makes sense. Enlightened Tutor felt like it made sense. And I don't think Mystical Tutor, the blue one, would make too much sense here. Unless I'm like trying to find the other half of a Persist Reanimate Entomb thing. If you find yourself with one all the time and you need the other, I guess Mystical Tutor does find it. But you are playing a game that isn't super about this, with Mystical Tutor simply trying to find Entomb all the time. Even if it reanimates an elemental, it doesn't really do anything with your commander. So, just for the sake of showcasing the commander, same reason why I don't ever play Ragavan, as much as you could put it in here. You play it turn 1, your opponent concedes, I can't upload that to YouTube. No one cares about that. So, cool pile of elementals. It did better than I thought it would do. Even in those games that are decided way before you start evoking any meaningful cards. I think it still did pretty well, which surprised me. I was on the line of actually just not playing this at all. It was between this and the Tree Doran, the new one. I was going to play this, and then I read it, and then I put it in the command zone and started scrolling through commanders or cards that go with it. I'm like, wait, There's like nothing really in the game that goes with this card. There's a few cards that have a lot of toughness and very little power that don't have defender, because this one doesn't turn on your defender creatures. They can't swing like they can with Arcades. So you're asking for kind of a lot, and the discount doesn't matter too much at all, honestly. And you're also asking that you swing with these weird, funny creatures that have to get through whatever your opponent's doing, and they also can just kill Doran, and then your creatures are back to having no stats. I don't think this works. The only thing that this does is play a green strategy. If it wasn't green, I'd say this completely doesn't work. But you can play mono green just like all the other green commanders, and your commander might have 5 cards that are funny. But I felt like, yeah, that was what I was going to play first today. Read it, and like, never mind. Then I moved on to this one, read it, and I'm like, I don't know, but I have enough of the cards already that are rares and mythics that this could play, and why not? Why not? It did pretty well, so let me know what you thought about it. Like, comment, subscribe. If you have your own chunk of Ashling, let me know, because apparently there's a lot of different ways to build this, even though I'll probably disagree with a lot of your decisions, because that's how I am. But let me know anyways.